Welcome back, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we're going to decode the hidden language of our bodies. And I promise you, this explainer is going to completely change how you look at your daily meals. We're pulling back the curtain on a silent crisis that affects so many of us without us even realizing it: protein deficiency.
Let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about your everyday experience for a second. Do you ever wake up just completely exhausted even after a full night's sleep? Or, maybe you've just eaten a big meal, but you immediately find yourself rummaging through the kitchen because you're constantly craving bread, carbs, or sweets? You might think this is just a lack of willpower or maybe stress, but as our source material reveals, your body's actually trying to send you an urgent SOS.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We'll cover protein as the body's main brick, the early signs of deficiency, the dangerous consequences of ignoring those signs, and the hidden impacts on your brain and skin. Then we'll break down animal versus plant protein and finally give you the exact formula for how much you actually need.
Starting off with part 1, protein, the body's main brick.
Just to be clear, right off the bat, our source places a specific emphasis on animal proteins here. We're talking things like meat, eggs, milk, and fish. Now, think of your body as a house. You can have the best blueprint in the world, right? But if you don't have bricks, you simply can't build it. Protein is quite literally that foundational building block for us. It's absolutely essential for self-renewal. Every single day, your body is breaking down and rebuilding itself. Without protein, your bodily house just cannot be repaired. The walls start to crack, the roof starts to leak, and your physical structure literally begins to crumble.
Let's move to part 2, the early signs of deficiency.
Have you ever had a simple scratch that just takes forever to heal? That's because the building materials simply aren't there to patch the skin up. Or perhaps you've noticed unexplainable swelling in your face, maybe under your eyes or in your limbs. Well, biologically, when protein, specifically one called albumin, drops too low in your blood, fluid actually leaks out of your blood vessels and into your tissues. That's what causes that puffiness. You might also see your hair losing its shine and falling out, your nails snapping super easily, or premature wrinkles popping up. And that unending hunger? Protein is what keeps you full. Without it, your brain basically tricks you into eating endless sweets, but you never ever actually feel satisfied.
Which brings us to part 3, dangerous diseases and consequences.
Now, what's really interesting here is that a starving body will do whatever it takes to survive, even if it means cannibalizing its own muscles and organs just to harvest the protein it desperately needs. Let's map out this destruction. Your immune system's defenders, your antibodies, are made entirely of protein. So no protein means no defense, which leads to constant illnesses. If the body eats its own muscle to survive, it causes sarcopenia. That's a dangerous wasting away of muscle, making older adults especially prone to falls. Missing the iron and B12 found in red meat, your hemoglobin drops, causing severe anemia, dizziness, and breathlessness. People often think bones are just calcium, but the actual framework holding that calcium together is protein. Without it, you get osteoporosis, leaving your bones incredibly fragile. Even your liver function gets disrupted, leading to fatty liver disease. And crucially, hormones like insulin and thyroid hormones are protein-based, so a lack of protein can actually lead to infertility in adults and, tragically, stunted growth, delayed teething, and delayed mental development in growing kids.
Part 4, hidden dangers for your brain and skin.
We so often think of depression, irritability, and brain fog as purely psychological issues, right? But our source highlights a fascinating biological reality. They're often physical signs of a missing building block. The very chemicals that make you feel happy, calm, and motivated, hormones like serotonin and dopamine, are manufactured in the brain directly from protein. If you aren't eating enough protein, your brain literally lacks the raw materials to produce happiness. You lose focus, your memory slips, and you find yourself snapping at the smallest things.
And then we have what I like to call the protein paradox. There's this incredibly common myth out there that skipping meat and cutting out protein is a great way to get thin. But according to the research we're analyzing, the exact opposite is true. Eating less protein often actually leads to becoming overweight.
Let's see how this builds into a vicious cycle. Step 1. A low-protein diet crashes your metabolism, mainly because digesting protein actually burns a lot of calories. Step 2. Your body is starving for energy, so it demands quick fixes, causing you to binge on bread, pasta, and sweets. Step 3. Because you aren't eating protein, your valuable calorie-burning muscle simply melts away. And finally, Step 4. That lost muscle is replaced by retained water and dangerous low-energy fat. So your weight goes up on the scale, but your physical strength just plummets.
And the hidden dangers really don't stop there. Just look at how interconnected our systems are. For your skin, collagen and elastin are 100% protein. If your body's starving, it steals that protein from your skin to feed your vital organs, leaving you with sagging skin and deep wrinkles. For digestion, the invisible workers breaking down your food, your enzymes, yep, they're made of protein too. No protein means no enzymes, resulting in food just sitting like a rock in your stomach, causing bloating and constipation. The heart, it's a muscle that never sleeps, and without daily protein, its walls thin out, weakening its pumping power. Now consider these really severe consequences. For men, the high levels of zinc found in animal meat are absolutely essential for testosterone production. Without it, reproductive health fails. And for women, the B12 in animal protein is critical. Lacking it leads to severe nerve damage, anemia, and huge risks during pregnancy. Literally every system relies on these bricks.
Moving on to part 5, animal and plant protein.
So, you might be wondering, can't we just get all these bricks from plants? To answer that, I want you to remember this number, 9. There are exactly 9 essential amino acids, the tiniest foundational building blocks of protein, that the human body absolutely cannot produce on its own. We have to get them from our food.
And this brilliantly illustrates the biological divide. Plant proteins like beans, nuts, and legumes, while super healthy, are biologically incomplete. They're always missing some of those 9 essential amino acids. But animal proteins like meat, eggs, and milk are complete. They contain all 9 essential amino acids in the exact ideal ratio that the human body requires. You simply can't perfectly replace animal protein with plant protein because the building blocks just aren't all there.
Finally, part 6. How much protein do you actually need?
So, how do we fix this? Well, the formula provided by the source is wonderfully simple. A healthy, middle-aged adult needs approximately 1 gram of pure protein for every 1 kilogram of their body weight every single day. To put that into perspective, if you weigh 70 kilograms, your daily target is 70 grams of protein.
So the crucial point is, what does that actually look like on a plate? It's not some extreme diet. It's just a balanced, mindful day of eating. To hit roughly 70 grams of pure protein, you could eat 2 to 3 eggs in the morning, have about 150 to 200 grams of meat or chicken for lunch or dinner, mix in a small portion of yogurt or cottage cheese as a snack, and add a serving of beans or legumes. Just mix and match those throughout the day, and you're providing your body with the exact tools it needs for complete health, strong immunity, and lasting youthfulness.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to reflect on today. Look around at your own habits and the habits of your family. Are you or your loved ones experiencing unexplainable fatigue, constant cravings, or frequent colds? Your body is talking to you every single day. The question is, are you giving it the building blocks it's practically begging for? Think about that the next time you sit down for a meal. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.